First thing you're going to notice is I haven't got my buttonhole stitch around my circles. And I've done that because I'm the only one who's got my buttonhole stitch. And I'm not going to share it because I want you to create your own. So I thought I'd just come back to using the satin line option. Makes it easier for you. Now I'm going to show you something else as well now, and that's how to edit in wire view. A lot of you don't really understand wire view, and this goes for Embed users as well. Now I can see here I've changed my original colours from the dark green to a gold, and then a light green, and then my red. And the reason I've done that is I need to be able to see. And I couldn't differentiate between the dark green and the program's own trace line, which is black. So I'm going to pick one which is quite obvious, and that's this one. And I'm going to say, don't display stitches. And blow up my screen. Now I also know my zigzag is done in green, but look at the path of my green. It's not down the centre, so I click on the green and I go into reshape. And there are the yellow lines. I'll move that one up there a little bit. See the yellow line and the yellow line? Now the black line is the demarcation for the stitching that you can't see because I've hidden it. So I move that node in between so that it sits evenly between the yellow lines. And then I move that one. And you see how my yellow lines now are moving. Not my yellow lines, my black lines on the outside. He was about right for centre. Okay. Now he's gone off. So I move him into position. See how that jumped in? Now watch this one. There are my yellow lines. That one and that one. Okay, and I moved that so as it sits in between my yellow lines, and it's not sitting in between all the way yet, so I'm going to move this one down here a bit. Now it's sitting in between the yellow lines. Now I can move that one up a touch. And it's sitting right in between the yellow lines. Bring that one in a bit. And bring this one in a bit. Come on. Just a bit. Thank you. Okay. This one is over a little touch too far. Now I can do this for hours, which isn't fair on you, because that means you're going to get numb bums. So I'm not going to continue for hours. What I will say to you is one way of double checking that you've got your lines where you want them is to go into wireframe view. And you can see these are all a little bit off. This one is way off target. And as these yellow lines mark your inside cutting circle, you want them to be spot on. You can't afford to have them off, because this is what is tacking your fabric to your water-soluble backing. This is your zigzag line. It's got to fit in between the two yellow lines. That's better. And now that one is sitting more in the middle. This one is still a touch high, so I'll move that one around there a little bit. Okay, now because you're in the wireframe, you can see your original colour, and you can see where these stitches are going to either cover it or not cover it. So I'm going to put another little node in there. I'll move this one slightly up that way. I'll move that one slightly up that way. That's it. Now I've got a little bit of daylight between the outer yellow line and my outer trace line of where the stitches will be. So I'm going to tell that okay, because I don't want to spend too much time on this now that I've shown you two, because I'll be here forever. Because as I say, I can quite happily sit and do these things all day. Okay, that's in your wireframe mode. And now I'm going to put the stitches back. We do the same with the lozenges as we did with the circles. And that is, we simply highlight the zigzag part, which is the green, and we tell it we want the 2mm. The only thing that does bother me here in the centre is I've got a couple here which are very close. They need to be more evenly spaced. And I've got this one which is slightly falling to one side, and it shouldn't be. It should be standing up. So I'm going to draw a box around that one. Okay. And then I'm going to re-click and get my rotate arms. Now he looks straighter. And then I'm not certain that these are the same height. So I'm going to turn my grid on. No, he's down here on that line. That one there, look. And he's up here by 2mm. So I need to pull this one up a little bit. But I have to get all three layers. And I didn't want you, so I'm going to click off you and tell you undo. So I've got to blow this up. Just capture him. All three layers are now in. And then using my up arrow key, a teeny bit more and a little over this way. Right. Now, is that right? He's cut through that circle. Now I shouldn't really show you this, so don't look. Okay. You're not looking, are you? Good. Because I shouldn't be showing you this. Not before the 20th anyway. That's the same height. It's just sitting on that line, and that's sitting on that line. Okay, now I want to see where the centre line is. There's the centre line. Is that the centre of my shape? 1, 1. Two and a bit. 1, 2, Near enough. Okay. Let me just get rid of this. And just let me get rid of this. As I said, you didn't see that. Not before the 20th anyway. I get shot.